zuerst ausprobiert hat, nicht? Von der Muttermilch allein kommt es nicht.
Nein, also
aber ja.
Sometimes, when I look at my paintings, I ask myself, what led me to such things? For example, these strapped-in children who have to play Indians. Children often have to play roles, probably because their parents wanted it that way. Duress of this kind in youth follows you into old age. I still remember very well how my mother packed me up in a kind of overall, which closed with a lot of buttons or a zipper at the back. This caused difficulties when I had to go to the toilet. I despaired when I realized I could not shit and piss at the same time because the construction of my suit only allowed one of these activities at a time. So I had to squeeze both of them in and wait until evening when I was freed of my straitjacket. Among the elements which repeatedly appear in my paintings, it is above all the worms and the snakes which horrify me most. And I think to find a worm in excrement or vomit is the most horrifying thing I can imagine. In my pictures, worms take the form of technical elements such as tubes and hoses, and that reminds me of this. Once at Easter, I had to look after my grandmother's grave together with my mother. When turning over the earth, a thick worm crawled out, and I thought, my God, that's part of my grandmother. I let the spade fall and ran out of the graveyard. My pictures exhibit a color scale of white, brown, gray. Actually, a very unhealthy, gloomy, pale world. An in-world in which the colors have rotting innards, sprouting potatoes, and decaying corpses. On the other hand, I love nature very much, the sun, the wood, and the mountains. to do with architecture, but dropped it when I realized how little freedom you have. Then I went over to interior architecture, to industrial design, but gave that up too, because you have to adapt yourself to human proportions. So I began to paint my architecture and inventions, and today I hit it off on a two-dimensional surface. Vernissages in the galleries are a big occasion for the artist. At last, he has the opportunity to show his work. He hopes a lot of people will come and admire it. The people come, drink the wine, glance at the pictures now and again for politeness' sake. People meet and want to be seen. For me, these events are always a little depressing. I pour out my entire inner life for them, vomit myself empty, and what do I get out of it? At the most, a look at a few beautiful women. That is the only thing which interests me on such occasions. That's why I prefer to exhibit other artists, where everyone shows 2 or 3 pieces. Then you are not forced to admire your own work.